Hello friends, it's Hattie from Honeybee Stampers. I am here for our April online workshop. It's the second Thursday of the month, so that means I hop on live around 7 o'clock. It is 7 o'clock exactly right now to do a little stamping with you guys. I'm going to try to inspire you and share some projects and maybe some new techniques, maybe some old techniques that you've done before, and just kind of help you to use some of the product that you have at home. So I'm going to give everybody just about a minute or so to log on and find me, and then we'll get started. I hope the lighting's okay today because I don't have my extra spotlights with me. So we'll try to make it as best as we can. So we'll get started in just about another minute. When you hop on, say hi, let me know you're here. Okay, I thought I better put some lotion on for this video. Okay, so we've got a few projects today and that I'm excited about. And you know, this catalog that you see here in the screen is going to be retiring soon. So this is our current annual catalog. It actually retires at the beginning of May. And there are some items in here that are already on sale, some items that have sold out already. But tonight's projects are going to be featuring some of the product that's retiring so that you have a last chance to take a good look at it and decide if it's something that you want to purchase before it's gone for good. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with a fun way to use up our designer series paper. So our designer series paper, this right here is the one I picked for tonight, but you honestly could use any paper that you have in your stash. And I'm sure if you're anything like me, you've been collecting some designer series paper for quite some time. So you'll see here, typically our designer series paper does not carry over from catalog to catalog. There are occasional times where it does, and we actually do have some paper, this paper down here in good taste, which is a really nice big bundle of designer series paper that's carrying over into the next catalog. But these here that you see all circled, these are all retiring. Oh, actually, oh yeah, that's retiring too. So not only are these retiring, but some of them are on sale. So the paper that I've picked to show you guys tonight is this one. It's called the Ornate Garden Specialty Designer Series paper. And it typically is $15. And today, or for the next, until it runs out, it's only $6 for the entire pack. And so I have one of each piece here for you to take a look at. They're double-sided, which is always good. And what they did with this paper was they kind of did a modern spin on maybe like a Victorian flower or the florals from the Victorian era. And they've also got some gold in here. So you'll see gold on some of the pieces. I'm just going to show you guys what these look like. I picked this because it was just fun. There's a few colors that you'll see throughout the designer series paper here. And whenever I'm creating and designing, I typically will look at the designer series paper and look at the colors that Stampin' Up! Has come up with, and that's how I design. When we do our online workshops, I always have a door prize drawing, and then I'll ask, you know, what do you guys want to see next? And one of the participants posted that they wanted to see this particular stamp set. Ridiculously awesome. And so I decided to design some projects using that paper I just showed you and this stamp set, something that you can create multiples with. So here are the cards. Oops, not those. Here are the cards that I came up with. And these are just a few of the papers. I mean, here are the other two papers actually, or two additional papers that you could do this with, but you can actually do this with any paper. So what I'm going to show you is how you can take and create these projects without even losing one drop of that designer series paper. All right, I'm going to get out my paper trimmer and let's see which one I'm going to pick. We'll do this floral here. I'm going to do this floral design. I like that one a lot. If you decide to place an order during the online workshop, so the orders will be accepted from tonight until next Monday, you will get the card kit. That means all of the projects that we make tonight, you'll get all the pieces cut and prepped for you and mailed to you if your order is $35 or more. And if you use the online workshop, postcode. So make sure you keep that in mind. So when you get the kits, you may not get the exact card that I'm showing you, but know that you're going to basically get the pieces to create something very similar. Okay, so when you're doing this particular card, you can get 3 cards out of one 12 by 12 piece of paper. And you want to kind of look and see if the pattern is going in a certain orientation. And so I think I want my card to go this way versus this way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the DSP at 4 inches. Okay. So, like I said, you can get 3 of these cards out of one sheet of the designer series paper. You can decide if you want this to be the main focal point or if you want this to be the main one. Whichever one you want on the outside, then that's where you'll start. So I want this to be the outside of the card. And so I'm going to go ahead and score just at 1 inch along one end of it. Make sure you're scoring and not cutting. Oops, I kind of pressed a little hard there. I heard it cut a little bit. So now I have, yep, I did. That's okay. So anyways, I have scored 1 inch on one side. So now this 12 inch, when I fold this back, is going to now be 11 inches. All right, so we'll do that. And I usually, before, I would score right around here at 5.5, and it didn't seem to line up the way that I'd like it to. So it's easy enough to just fold that tab back and then fold the card in half. So you've got that. All right. So let's make sure that that makes sense. You're going to cut your paper at 4 inches. So it'd be 4 by 12. And then you decide which part of the card you want to be the front. I wanted this to be the front. So I took this end and I scored it at 1 inch and folded it back. And then once I did that, I folded the card in half. Okay. So that's what we get. Hopefully that is clear to all of you. If it's not, let me know. Last time I was doing the video, I didn't see any comments coming through. So if you're commenting, I don't see them yet. And hopefully I'm not missing any questions. All right, so to make this card a little bit sturdier, because it's obviously designer series paper, so it's a little bit flimsy, I grabbed a piece of cardstock and I took one of the coordinating colors, which is early espresso, and I cut down a piece to go on the inside. Let me grab my adhesive here. So we'll go ahead and put some of that on the inside of the card. And because it's so patterned, I can't tell my edges, where my edges go. So let me fold it. There we go. All right. And then this is going to go on the inside. And I'll do that in just a minute because I want to stamp on that. All right. Next thing I did was I cut a little strip of cardstock that coordinated with it as well. And I am going to glue that to the edge. Again, this is just for stability. And I'm going to line that up so just a little bit of it is showing. And then I will add a little bit more adhesive and close that up. There we go. See, so that little tear, no problem. Alrighty, now I went ahead and I cut out the circle from the stitch shapes. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but these stitch shape dies are retiring, which is just a complete travesty because I use these all the time. And so if you don't have these are a must-have in your arsenal. They're beautiful. They cut out the 3 different shapes and different sizes, and then you'll see that it's got a little bit of stitching around the edge, so it just makes it look really pretty. And so because of that detail, I can actually stamp and place it right here on the card and not need anything extra, no additional layer or anything like that, because it looks so good with that stitching. So I'm going to take our early espresso ink. Okay, I'm going to ink it up. And I am going to just stamp straight down and straight up. I like to give it just a minute or a couple seconds to allow the ink to really absorb into the paper. Our ink dries rather quickly, but I just like to do that, especially with some of the darker inks. Take my chamois and clean this off here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside of the card. So this particular stamp set is one of the $1 million stamp sets, which means that a demonstrator who has sold $1 million in sales, pretty incredible if you ask me, they're able to design a stamp set with Stampin' Up. And this particular stamp set was designed by my sweet friend Rhonda Wade, and she designed this with the CEO's husband. He's a graphic artist or graphic designer, and he was able to come up with some of these images that she was really interested in having come to life. And I love these sentiments, and they're just beautiful. This stamp set is retiring, so it's a great encouraging stamp set. It's a great one to have in your arsenal, so that if you just wanted to send a card to encourage somebody, you had it right there for you. Okay, we're going to take the Old Olive and the P.S. I Love You stamp that's in there, and I'm going to ink that up. Okay, there we go. So pretty. Okay, let me clean this one off so I don't get my finger stuck in it. All right, so let's grab some dimensionals, and we'll add a few dimensionals to the back of this. Again, like I said, because of that stitching, you almost don't even need to add any additional cardstock or layer or anything. You can if you want, of course, but so we'll stick that right on the front of the card. And this particular suite of products, so I talked to you about the designer series paper, but this designer series paper is part of a suite called the Ornate Garden, which is on page 64 if you're looking through your catalog. Some of the items in this suite are retiring. So the paper, like I said, is retiring. So all of that beautiful paper. This particular stamp set is also retiring, as well as the ribbon. Let's see if I can find it. This ribbon right here. So this ribbon comes in a combo pack. It comes in terracotta tile and Old Olive, and we're going to be using that on the card today. These are all actually on sale too. So if I think, let me see if I flagged it in the back here. I thought I had. Okay, so here you'll see the Ornate Garden Ribbon Combo Pack. You get 2 bolts of ribbon, 5 yards each, and in the 2 different colors. It was typically $7. It's only $2.80. And so if you get that paper, and the paper is on sale, and the ribbon, you can create some really pretty projects. Now, I have a line through this here, which means that this particular stamp set and the dies that coordinate with it are carrying over into the next catalog. However, you're not going to get the 10% discount. The other thing that's carrying over into the next catalog are the Ornate Layers dies. So although this stamp set is not carrying over, the dies that coordinated with it, you can see a couple of them here, those are carrying over. So there's that. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Let's add this to the inside of our card. And then there is a punch that's retiring. I mean, some of the punches that are retiring, I just can't even believe it. Like the circle punches, oh my gosh. I don't even know if they've sold out or not, but if they haven't, make sure you grab it. But here's one. It's the Small Blooms punch, and it's adorable. So this one it's on page 165, and it was typically like $13. It's only $10.40 now. And this is a great punch because of its size. You can actually add this punch to tons of projects and cards. When you're just thinking, gosh, I just wish there was just a little something extra I could add to that card, this punch is it. So you can do just 1 punch, or you can do 2. I'm going to do 2 and layer them. So I just punched out 2 of them out of the terracotta tile, and I'm going to take our bone folder and just kind of curl up the edges. I like the way that looks. Add a little adhesive to the back of this one. And then I'm going to stagger the petals and layer it on here like so. All right. And then I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive and stick it right here on the edge. Okay. There we go. And if you wanted to, you could actually put a dimensional right on the back there. And I want to be able to use our ribbon here. So I'm going to grab some of our ribbon, and we'll use Old Olive just to tie in all these colors together. And the spools come like this, and there's 2 of them, like I said, and they're super cheap right now. And they're easy to tie. So when I tie a bow, I always tie off of the ribbon spool, and I just take it and fold it in half like this. And then I wrap it around like I was tying little, little kids' shoes with the bunny ears. And then I pull it through like that. Okay. I get asked this a lot, or when I was doing in-person classes, which I will be doing some in-person classes soon, people would say, just tie my bow for me. I don't want to do it. So I love tying bows, so I don't mind doing that at all. Okay, and let me see if I can find my scissors. I don't know where I put them. Just that quickly, I lost them. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so then I can just take the ribbon and cut it. All right, I'll take a little glue dot, one of my favorite adhesives. This is our take your pick tool, and just add it right to the center. And I can make that a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. However, I think I'll go with it just like it is. So there you go. There are some gold gems that also are part of this suite of products. Those are carrying over into the next catalog. You can add those to this card as well. So like I said, this is just such a beautiful designer series paper and suite of products, and it was really fun to combine that with this stamp set that's retiring. So hopefully you guys like that project. I'll bring them in again. One of the other dies that I used on these cards is this one right here. So this is the stitch nested labels, and it looks like this. These are also retiring. These are really fun. One of the things I love about these labels is that it die cuts this beautiful label, and it's got the stitching, as you can see, but it also leaves a negative. And so when you die cut it, you'll see a negative of that image, and it's got the stitching around it. So you could actually create projects or cards where you've die cut this out, and then you stamp on the inside and have kind of like a window or a peekaboo. You can do shaker cards, you can do all kinds of things, but this is also retiring. I don't remember if this is on sale or not. I'd have to double check, but anyways, this is definitely a must-have in your collection. So there are those projects. I hope you guys like that. Let me see if I can see any comments. I don't think so. If somebody is watching and can say, Lisa, okay, now the comments are coming through. Thank you, Franny. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Carrie. I'm so glad you guys are here. So, Lisa, hopefully the sound will come in soon. I'm not sure why it's not working, but they're the cards. Like I said, with the card kit, you'll get any number of these sent to you. So you may not get this particular pattern, but you'll get one of these, okay? So I'm going to put these away. Yes, Carrie, that particular design where you can cut 3 cards using one sheet of 12 by 12. I mean, I have so much designer series paper, and I want to get it out of the way so that I can prepare for the beautiful designer series paper that's coming in with the new catalog. And so this is a great way to make a bunch of thank you cards, a bunch of thinking of you cards, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next project that we're going to do is going to be using the stamparatus. Okay, we're actually going to use the stamparatus. Uh-oh, hold on one second. We're having technical problems is what Facebook is telling me. Let me know. Let me know if you're able to still see me and hear me. Okay. So if not, I'm pretty confident that the recording will be good. But hang in there for me. It says that I'm getting a message from Facebook that says that there's some issues. All right. So I want to introduce this next card. This next project is going to use the stamparatus, and actually the next two projects. And so, Jennifer, you can see in here. Thank you. Awesome. Wonderful. Hopefully the rest of you who are having issues, it'll be able to. Oh, good. Carrie, you can too. Awesome. All right. I'll keep going. So this next card I'm actually going to create with you guys, so I don't have a sample to show you. But it uses the stamparatus, and I'll explain why in just a second. Who out there, oh yay, Pam, I'm glad you don't have any issues there. Who out there has the stamparatus and uses it, or maybe wants to use it, but they're scared to use it? So let me know who out there has it. So I'm going to do this next card using, I'll tell you why in just a second. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some sponges and we're going to sponge a background. This is like completely an old school technique. Our Stampin' sponges and our Stampin' brayer is actually retiring as well. Oh, Jennifer, you love it. You love the stamparatus. Good. I'm so glad. You can do mass production with it. And I'm going to show you a couple techniques that you can do. And let me see, where are our sponge brayers here? Oh, goodness, I thought I flagged it. But anyways, the sponge brayers are retiring. And the reason I think that they're retiring is because we're going to be getting these, we already have them, but these beautiful sponge blending brushes. And so there's really not a need for the others. Here they are. Okay, so here are our stamping sponges. They look like this. They come in a set of 3. They're typically $4. They're on sale for $3.20. And then there is this one right here too. So this one is the brayer, and it's a sponge brayer. And let's see what is on. It's on sale for $6.40 now. You get 2 handles and 4 different sponges that you can just interchange. I don't have this with me to show you. However, if you fill out the door prize form that I'll post later, then the person who wins the door prize is going to get all the projects that I made tonight. Plus, you're going to get a sponge brayer roller and also a stamping sponge. Okay, and I'll post a little graphic so that you know that. Okay, and Linda, you use yours for mass production. Absolutely, it's so great. All right, so for this first card, we're just going to do some basic sponging. Now, I cut my sponges into quarters so that I can use many for different colors. And when you tap on the ink pad, it actually is going to leave these little bristly marks like this, right? And so you want to blend it. The blending brushes, the new blending brushes, don't do this. So it looks so much more beautiful and so much smoother. But what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of, this is Night of Navy ink, okay, across the top here. How many of you guys have used the new blending brushes? I'm telling you, it is like so awesome to use those new blending brushes. But like I said, I'm showing you guys an old school technique with some product that's retiring. All right, so this next color is Rich Razzleberry. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this in here. You guys are probably like, what is she making? Always whenever I get started doing these online videos, I always feel just a little bit of anxiety or anxiousness when I get started. And then I start to relax, especially when you guys talk to me. It makes me feel like you're here with me, and it's so much better. Hi, Linda Huffman. Welcome. Okay. I think I have more Linda friends than any other name. Okay, and now I'm taking a Melon Mambo, and I'm just gonna, again, tap a little bit of color on here. Now, when you guys do this card, when you guys go to do this card, I know there's gonna be so many variations of it that are just gorgeous. To really make this card gorgeous, in my opinion, I need to really take some time to work on the blending, and I'm not going to do that tonight just because we've got one more project after this to share, and I've got some explanations and such. So when you guys do put this card together, please share your project with me so I can see your guys' technique. Oh, good, Jennifer. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Yep, the new blending brushes are amazing. All right. So let me add a little bit more of this Night of Navy across the top, and I'm trying to blend the colors into each other. All right. And then this bottom color is Mango Melody. Linda, thank you for your vote of confidence, because sometimes I think, gosh, they're probably wondering, what in the world is this girl trying to do? All right, let's see here. I probably should recreate this with the blending brushes so you guys can see how that looks. Let me go in and do a little bit more coloring here and kind of bring these colors together. I almost feel like I'm making it worse. I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter. I think that, was it my team I was talking to? Might have been my team that I got on and I was telling them, or maybe it was you guys, that I did not have an Easter outfit for Sterling. I did end up getting him one. I actually bought 2 outfits from Target and then put them together for his little Easter outfit. And he just was the cutest little bunny. I swear, he was adorable. And he got to go to both sets of grands and visit with them. And he got a little Easter basket from both sets of grands and his aunts. And so he was a spoiled little boy. All right. So there's definitely a better way to do this. I could spend some more time blending, but you guys get the picture, right? All right. So now what I'm going to do, let me show you the stamp set that I am working with right now. It's this one, Silhouette Scenes. So this one is also retiring. This is such a unique stamp set. I love how it's, you know, just obviously a silhouette, and we don't have very many stamp sets like that. And so if you like the way this looks, the sentiments are amazing. Then definitely grab this before it retires. There are also dies that coordinate with this. And let me pull those up for you guys really quickly. I will definitely post some pictures. I'm telling you, I am like the slowest when it comes to posting pictures. I just posted his Easter basket today. So I will definitely post a picture of him. All right, so on page 183, the Sweet Silhouettes. These are the dies that you can get. So you've got this beautiful Sentiment Forever, Adventure, Inspire, this Dandelion, and then this beautiful branch. We're going to use that branch tonight. Okay, so I'm going to bring in our stamparatus. I'm going to talk more about the stamparatus at the end for those of you who are not familiar with it, but right now I'm just going to kind of stamp with it. So what I want to do is grab the stamparatus. Stamparatus is our positioning tool. I've already positioned 2 stamps on here where I want them to stamp, and you're going to just place them in where the hinges are, okay? So some of the positioning tools that you see out there on the market are kind of a fixed hinge where you're not able to remove the plates. Luckily for us, we've got this awesome patented design where not only do you have just one plate, you actually have four. So you can use this side of the plate, you can flip it over, and you can use this side of the plate. And you get two plates, so that means you get four different plates that you can stamp with, okay? So again, like I said, I'll discuss it a little bit more at the end. But I just placed my stamps on here the way that I wanted them, and then I'm going to ink them up. The reason I'm using the stamparatus for this is because the Memento black ink that I want to use, it is a nice black ink, but it's not as dark as I want it to be. And I don't want to use our StazOn ink on this because StazOn really stains. So this particular plate will sit at an angle like this. So when I'm pressing down on it, it's kind of at an angle. If you slide your stamp set right in there, it'll lay on top of that nicely so you don't feel like you're, really pushing against that hinge. So let's ink this up with our Memento black, okay? And then you get two magnets, so I'm going to place one of these magnets here just to hold this paper down, or maybe I should do it up here. These magnets are super strong. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to stamp straight down and apply some pressure, okay? And the reason I wanted to show this to you, because if you can see here that she's not completely a silhouette, right? You can kind of see right through her a little bit. And also with the sentiment, if you miss a part of it, you can go in and re-ink it up and continue to apply layers of ink to your image until you get the desired look. So I absolutely love the stamparatus for this particular reason. Okay, so now we're going to stamp it down, and it's going to stamp exactly where it stamped before because I haven't moved it. Okay, so it's getting darker and darker, as you can see. And I don't need the sentiment inked up anymore, but I would like her to be a little bit darker. So let's just ink her up again. And one last time. Okay, just like that. Perfect. Do you see how dark that image is using our Memento black ink? Love it. All right, so there's that. Let me clean off this so that I can move it out of the way. And we'll just pull this piece out. Let's set this to the side. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to layer it on a piece of basic black. Okay. And I did use rich raspberry, and so I do want to layer it onto the rich raspberry, but I guess I'll put that on last. The next thing I want to do, this is the piece that I die cut from the dies that coordinate with it. Jennifer, I agree. It's a must-have. Okay, so I want to place this branch right here, like so. All right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use glue dots for today. I could use liquid adhesive. Liquid adhesive would work really well as well. But for right now, I'm just going to add a few glue dots to hold these down so that you guys will get the picture, right? Okay. And I'm going to place it. I want to line up the branch with the edge of the paper, but also so that she's not flying in the air. She's actually attached to something. That adhesive is getting me here. And then I don't want to cover up the sentiment there. I cut that sentiment a little bit close. You can see that here. Some cat silhouettes. Oh yeah, I bet that would be so cute. So we've got some pieces hanging off the edge, and we're just going to put this on using dimensionals, and then we're going to just trim. But before I do that, let me go ahead and lay this in the center here. Okay, and I'm going to go around this way and just kind of trim some branches. You guys didn't know I was a gardener. All right, let's see here. I'm going to trim a couple edges over here. Okay, just like that. All right, so now, like I said, we'll add some dimensionals. Since this is a very simple basic card, I want to pop it up. We don't have any extra real layers on the front of the card, so. Yes, the branch is gorgeous. I mean, you can actually have the branch this way. You could do it this way. I mean, there's just so many things, Franny, that you can do. All right, let's layer that right on here. Now, again, like I said, I really did kind of a rush job with the blending of the colors, but I would love to see how you guys put these colors together. And there's all different types of color combinations that would look great. I use the Night of Navy, Rich Razzleberry, Melon Mambo, and some Mango Melody, just for reference. So there's the second card, okay? Now let's move on to our third card. Move this to the side here. All right. This third card is going to also use the stamparatus. I don't use the stamparatus, I don't show the stamparatus enough, and I've had quite a few questions come through about it, and so I said, let me create some projects. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad you like that. It's easy, right? It was simple. This next card is probably one of my favorites. It's this one right here. And when I saw this particular stamp set in the catalog, I knew I had to have it. And then I didn't do anything with it until now. So the stamp set is on page 38, and it's called Today's Tiles. And I saw this and I immediately thought of Portugal. So these kind of remind me of those Portuguese tiles, if you've gone over there and seen any of that. They're just beautiful. A lot of times they're a blue and a white, but you'll see them in multicolors and all that kind of stuff. So I decided to create this, and this particular stamp set was designed to be used with the stamparatus. You don't have to use it, but it definitely was designed in that way. So anytime you see in the catalog where it says here, it says there's 8 photopolymer stamps, so you know that they're see-through stamps, right? They're two-step stamping, which means that you layer one image on top of another to create some really detailed images. And then it says here, hinge step. Anytime you see a stamp set that says hinge step, just know that that stamp set, particular stamp set, was designed to go with the stamparatus, or to be used with the stamparatus. So here's the stamp set again. Here are the dies. Those dies are just beautiful, beautiful. So let's put this card together. It's so much easier than maybe it might look. And for our ordering incentive, we are going to, if you place a $50 order with me tonight, you have until Monday, you'll get the little rhinestones. So we're using these holiday rhinestones. These are actually carrying over into the next annual catalog, but they've got pumpkin pie. I can't remember if that's Mary Merlot or cherry cobbler. Shaded spruce. This is the Coastal Cabana, which is what we're using tonight. And this is Night of Navy. And so these are carrying over into the next catalog, but you'll get these for free if you place a $50 or more order with me using the host code. Okay. So it's really important that you use the host code. So let me know if you have any questions. There's a graphic in this Facebook page that shows you how to do that. But if you have any questions about it, let me know. So I'm going to fold this card in half. This is Coastal Cabana as our base. And let me get out the stamparatus. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this card because I already have the stamparatus set up. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the stamparatus. So let's see here. Okay, oopsie. So with the stamparatus, you've got these little grid papers that I've talked about in the past that I love to use. You also have a foam sheet that will come with the stamparatus, and this foam is retiring. It's retiring because there is another foam that actually has the grid on top of it, and they call it like a deluxe foam or something, and that's going to be in the next annual catalog. But this is retiring, and it's dirt cheap right now if you wanted to get that foam for any reason. We need the foam for this because we're using photopolymer where you can see right through it. With the last stamp set, we used like regular red rubber, or we call those cling stamps, and so it already had a foam on there, so I didn't need this foam piece. All right, so I'm going to put this grid paper on here. The grid paper has two different sizes here, so I think those are inches and centimeters. So let's stick this in here. I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to line it up right here where that Stampin' Up is. Last time I lined it up in the corner, which is a really easy way to line up your paper, but for this one it was easier for me to do it like this, and I wanted a little border. So all right, so once I've got it there, I'm going to take my magnets. So the stamparatus comes with 2 magnets, and they're very, very strong, so you have to be careful with them. Let's see here. I got to remember where to put my magnets. Okay. I'm going to place them right here on the edge. Okay, so this particular card, I'm going to teach you guys hinge stamping. So what hinge stamping means, this is something that's exclusive to Stampin' Up. So if you see other positioning tools on the market, as far as I know, there aren't any other ones that do this. Hinge stamping means that you pick up the plate, and you can move it down and stamp, and then you can pick it up and move it down another step and stamp. So that's hinge stamping, okay? Let's show you how this is going to look. All right, so the colors that I picked are Misty Moonlight. I really like the way that this looked. And I'm going to ink this up. Sorry, guys. Gotta get my bearings here. All right, so I really don't need all of these little blocks inked up. That's okay. So I've inked that up with the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm just going to, I feel like I need to move the paper down a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to stamp straight down. Okay. And I'm going to pick up the plate, and I'm going to move it down two steps, okay? Let me put this here. I'm going to ink it up again. So I'm omitting these last 2 tiles on the end. Okay. As you can see, I've got some ink on the plate here. So if you happen to have our Stampin' Spots are perfect for using with the stamparatus. And the Stampin' Spots can be re-inked if you wanted them to. They travel really well. I'm going to lift this up again. I'm going to move it down two hinges down and ink up again. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, then you guys know that you get those little Stampin' Spots. You can collect Stampin' Spots because within a 12-month period, they don't duplicate ink spots. So you get to collect all different kinds of ink spots. And they're wonderful to be able to use with the stamparatus. Okay, so hopefully you can see how I was able to create the hinge stamping, and it's like perfectly aligned. Oh my goodness, doesn't that make you just so happy? I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, now the next step, like I mentioned earlier, it's 2-step stamping. Sorry, I'm going kind of slow on this card, but it's 2-step stamping. So here's the other stamp, and this stamp will color in some of the spots. Yes, Linda, you definitely need to try this technique. It's awesome. All right, the color I picked to go for the second layer is the Coastal Cabana. So let's ink that up. Again, we just need to ink up this side of it. Okay. And then we're going to stamp. I can tell that it's off a little bit. I don't know how I did that, but probably from just moving it all around. Anyways, we'll stamp straight down and straight up. Yeah, it's off just a smudge. Okay, so typically it stamps perfectly, and it does. I think I just moved it from one table to the next and must have bumped it. All right, so here we go. You're going to ink this up again. And I can see where it's off a little bit, so I'm just going to slide this card. Otherwise, I will not be a happy camper. There we go. Yay, Franny, I'm so glad. Okay, so you can see the difference there, how that's really colored that in so much better. Let me go back up. I don't know if this is going to make it muddled or not, but let me go back up and try to capture some of that pretty color on that top one. Oh yeah, that lines up so much better. Okay, I'm happy. All right, so we're going to remove this and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom one. This one is what I mean. We're going to ink this up. All right, and stamp down. There we go. All right, so we're going to just slide these magnets out of the way. And this is that beautiful project that you get. Is that not gorgeous? I'm telling you guys, I think this is just the prettiest stamp set, and I'm so glad that I was able to grab it and do something with it before it was completely gone for good. Okay, let me move this out of the way. And we'll finish up the card. So I took this stitch circle. Hi, Amy, welcome. I took this stitch circle, which, oops, I have my card the wrong way. Well, it'd be kind of fun to see. Maybe we'll do it this card this way and see which one we like better. But anyways, this is from that stitch circles that's retiring, again, like I said. And then I die cut. This is one of the die cuts. It's just gorgeous, and there's so many different ways that you can decorate a card with this. But what I've decided to do is just cut out this middle portion because I wanted to add some texture to the card. So I'm just going to cut it like this where it meets. One more. Okay. So now that I've cut that out, I get this image here, right? And I could probably even use this for something if I wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive on this. Let's just add a little adhesive to the middle there. And we're going to add this right to that. Reminds me of a snowflake. It's so pretty. This is another piece that I die cut from the dies. And I'm going to take our Misty Moonlight and I'm just going to stamp right on top of it because it looks good. Some stamps look good when you do that, some don't. This one looks great. So let me grab my stamp. Again, this is a photopolymer stamp set so you can see right through it. Make sure I got some good ink on there. I'm stamp straight down. Just wanted to say hello. Who doesn't need that kind of a sentiment? Now we've got this Coastal Cabana ribbon. This is part of a combo pack. It's with the Playing with Patterns combo pack, and this is also retiring. It has Purple Posy in that pack. It has Night of Navy, and then this is the Coastal Cabana. You've seen me use the other two ribbons in this combo pack before in our online workshop, but never this one. So I'm feeling pretty happy that I'm able to use all three of those ribbons on some projects. So I just added a little adhesive to the back of this. And I'm sure you've seen this before where people just kind of loop some ribbon like so. And then I'm gonna, there. I mean, it's kind of like a messy look, but there we go. that's good enough. I'm happy with that. And then we're going to add some dimensionals. I need to cut my dimensionals because I'm running out of them. All right, let's add some dimensionals to the back of this. And we'll put that on the card. Like I said, we're going to put it on a different side and see which one we like better. So it's going to go right here. And I'll even turn it a little bit. Okay. And then we're also going to add some dimensionals to the back of this sentiment piece. Thank you, Amy. I love these colors together too. They're so pretty. We'll just stick it right there like that. I actually think I like, sorry guys, I was trying to be creative on the fly and I shouldn't have. I like it better with the points sticking out everywhere. So let me just move it. My goodness, these dimensionals. Okay, just like that. Okay, that makes me happier. That's more symmetrical. All right, so there's that, and then we'll add this to the front of the card. Okay. So here, the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels, like I mentioned earlier, has that Coastal Cabana in there. And so we'll take these little rhinestones and let's see here. I'm going to cover up this little mistake that I made up here earlier. And there's 3 different sizes, so you can really place the rhinestones wherever you want. They look like 3 different sizes. They might just be 2 different sizes. I don't know. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Okay, so there it is. So you guys will have to tell me which one of these do you like better. Do you like with the white strip on the right or the white strip on the left? So, okay, that's it for our cards. Now, like I said earlier, I want to share with you guys a little bit more about the stamparatus, just because I want to demystify some of it to some of you who are new to stamping, because I've had a lot of people say, I really wanted the stamparatus, but it's just so confusing. So let me bring it back in here. So when you order the stamparatus, let me find that page real quick. I know I have this one flagged. There we go. So first of all, let me not go any further without telling you this stamparatus bag that's beautiful is only $11.60. It used to be, let me see, I wrote over it. It used to be like, oh yeah, it used to be $29. Not sure if this is sold out yet or not. I'd be surprised if it hasn't, but it looks like this. It does not come with the stamparatus. You have to buy it separately, but let me just show you. This is the stamparatus bag. It opens up all the way flat like this, and you've got some pockets here on the inside with a little padding on it. You've got a couple pockets on this side. You've got a strap that you can put it around your shoulder if you wanted to. You even have, I thought there was a pocket on the, nope, I thought there wasn't one. Oh, there is. Okay, there it is. There's a pocket on the front too that has just a little magnet closure there. But this is such a gorgeous bag, originally $29, on sale for only $11.60. And so, and look at the colors. I just noticed this. So it's kind of like a Coastal Cabana and a Night of Navy, similar to our card, right? So anyways, this particular bag is on sale. It would something you would have to buy separate. The stamparatus itself is $49. So if you bought the stamparatus tonight, you would just be $1 away from getting all of this stuff for free, our card kit tonight and the jewels. So the stamparatus comes for the $49. You would get the base of the stamparatus. It looks like this. You're going to get 2 of these acrylic plates, okay, with the grids on them. I'll grab the other one. Okay, 2 of these acrylic plates. You'll also get a foam mat that I mentioned to you earlier. That looks like this. And I think that's and the two magnets. Did I mention the magnets? So there we go. And the two magnets. Now you'll see that my magnets, I've got some washi tape on it. The magnets do not come with this washi tape on it. I do that because what you want to avoid is allowing the magnets to come together. If they happen to come together very quickly, they could break the magnets. And that's happened to several people before. You can also get replacement magnets, but you know, just be real careful with it and you won't have to do it. The magnets are actually stored on the back of the, and I've got one back here already. I have two stamparatuses, but anyway, so you place it just like that. One goes here, one goes there for storage purposes. All right, so that's what comes with the stamparatus for the $49. Like I said, these acrylic plates that have little grids on them, you can use both sides, so you'll have 4 different stamping plates. These replace your acrylic blocks. So typically we're stamping using these acrylic blocks here. Well, you don't need those when you're using the stamparatus plates. Now, if we have a photopolymer stamp set, which is see-through, like this one, you can see right through it, you do want a foam mat, right? You want to use the foam mat. If you have a cling stamp set, which let me grab that one. The cling stamp set looks like this, okay? And it has the foam already there. So you don't, when you use this on your acrylic plate, you don't need the foam, okay? You can just actually like stamp right down on there and it's just fine. So there's that. I did want to mention, I told you guys that the little ink spots. So these are what the Stampin' ink spots look like. We have some that are uninked that you can add ink to. We have a collection of them that are certain colors that you can use. And then, like I said, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, which this is Paper Pumpkin, I'll have to share with you guys all about this Paper Pumpkin kit sometime soon. Then you would be collecting these every month. You get a different one. But this is so much easier to ink and manage than this, right? You're going to end up getting ink here and then on your fingers and then on your project, which you don't want. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Now, both of these acrylic plates can go on the mat, on the stamparatus at the same time, but they don't close together. So if you cannot close these two down because you'll break them, right? So one will fit on there flat and the other one, I just kind of, I lay it like this. All right. So you don't want both of them in the hinge and stored at the same time because you could break it. So there's that. What else did I want to tell you guys about it? So the additional things that you can buy are the deluxe foam mat, which is this one right here. So it is a foam mat just like this, but it has the grid on it. Okay. And then you can also order a pack of the grid paper. This is the grid paper that I was mentioning earlier. Okay, so you can get that separately, and you can also get some more magnets if you wanted them. So Carrie, you said I was given a set of the spots and have been surprised at how much you use it. Yes, definitely. They're great for travel. The little stamping spots are just really, really, really nice. Nice way to start off if you don't have all the ink pads. Okay, any questions about the stamparatus? I wanted to share that with you guys tonight and tell you a little bit more about it. There's a couple other techniques that you can do that I would love to show you, on how to make wreaths with it and a couple other things that are really fun. But let me bring in the projects again and we'll close up. Oh, the stamparatus does come with this black and white instruction booklet. Okay, so it talks about some of those things here. You could do mirrored stamping. I mean, there's just like so many things. This is such an awesome tool. It's a very useful tool. Yes, Franny. And it's just so unique for us. Okay, so I think I saw that Linda said that she liked the one on the left. Which one was on the left? I think this one was, right? So I'll bring that out. Oh, before I move on, let me tell you about the magnets. So the magnets don't come with this washi tape. I put the washi tape on there so that one, it protects it. So if they happen to, you know, come together, they won't just break. Also, I put a strip of the washi tape here so that there's a tab. So you'll see, instead of trying to lift off the magnet like this, you can actually just pull the tab and slide it right off. So much easier. Okay. So that's just a little tip, but I know we all have washi tape laying around. So here are the 3 projects that we made tonight. I have a feeling I've run over with time. I'm not sure what time it is, but here are the projects. And if you place a minimum $35 order with me, then you will get the card kit to create these projects. And if your order is $50 or more, you are going to get the card kit plus a package of the holiday rhinestones that are beautiful. And I will definitely share the door prize drawing. The last door prize drawing for last month, I duplicated it, and so now there's like multiple names on there, so I need to figure out and iron out who actually filled that out and who didn't, and then I'll do that drawing as well. But anyways, the door prize drawing is going to be these projects that are already completed, and you'll also get sponges as the 2 sponges that are retiring as part of your gift. Okay, let me see if I have any other questions. Hi, Betty. Thank you guys so much for joining. It definitely makes me feel a lot more relaxed when you guys are on and interacting, so I really appreciate that. And I'll be chatting with you guys again soon. Have a great night. Bye-bye.